EP Productions Audio presents Operative 77, a short story. Written by Terrence Potts. Narrated by Terrence Potts. Stealth Vehicle 77 stealthily approaches its Arctic target, a missile base tucked away deep in the Arctic Circle. The stealth craft contains an Operative 77. The security detail was on 24-hour shift rotation. The 6-man detail was tasked with guarding a classified missile installation at what they called the ass end of the earth. These men were especially picked and trained for this security detail. They were supposed to be the best of the best. Unfortunately, they were about to find out that the best of the best may not be a one among them. 8:30 p.m. Classified location. The cold air was dry and brisk at 7 miles per hour. A steady breeze blew over the location. It has been dark for several days and will remain so until the end of the month. The men had become almost immune to the tedious nature of their job. For over a year, there had been nothing except the dull routine of their daily grind. The high-tech automated defenses of their perimeter would alert them long before anyone could get close enough to do any damage. It would be up to them to deal with the situation. A human presence is always a requirement. Tonight, however, that would change. The black metallic spherical craft hovered quietly directly above the compound. The vehicle's stealth technology so advanced that only 50 people in the whole world knew exactly how the vehicle worked and of its existence. The lone pilot checked his readouts on his advanced sensor display. Clear liquid crystal glass resembling a flat-screen TV. His mission was simple: retrieve the ancient artifact and destroy the facility and all personnel. After selecting the weapons loadout from his weapons inventory, the pilot rose from his seat and stepped towards the rear of his small craft. He stepped onto a platform which began to glow, and within moments, the pilot found himself placed on the rooftop of the facility. Someone thought it was a good idea to hide an ancient artifact of potential extraterrestrial origin at an obscure military base. But perhaps they thought wrong. He looked up at his stealthy black vehicle. The artificial intelligence inside of the vehicle would take care of its operation while he was on mission. The pilot was known by those who sent him as Operative 77. Genetically and technologically modified, he was the most advanced human being on Earth. Unbeknownst to the security detail, Operative 77 had already rendered all of their defenses neutral. The computer virus was engineered to make security personnel believe that their equipment was functioning, while at the same time disabling active defense measures. Operative 77's 6-foot frame was encased in a black onyx nanofibers suit. The materials would stop most small arms fire, just in case. He also resembled the Black Panther without the ears and the claws. As he looked at the roof through his advanced optical visor, he was actually able to see through the roof and knew the location of every piece of equipment and the item he came to take, including the location of the 2 guards inside of the structure. He enjoyed hand-to-hand combat. He had been trained at several different advanced hand-to-hand combat styles. He was brutal, fast, and very lethally efficient. Operative 77 picked a location, and with the wave of his hand, his suit began to glow. And then seconds later, he found himself in the location that he had picked. He deliberately put himself close to one of the guards on duty, Security Officer Talbot, and had been anticipating getting a hot meal in a little while. However, he would never live to eat it. He turned around just in time to see Black Death approaching him, the glowing fist of the intruder hitting him squarely in the chest, stopping his heart instantly by electrically stimulating the cardiac arrest. Officer Talbot dropped. He was dead before he hit the floor. Security Officer Leon Anderson was known for his prowess in the martial arts and his acute sense of hearing. After hearing Talbot drop to the floor, he knew that it was not natural and something was wrong. Drawing his firearm, he proceeded to bound down the hall to where his friend was last seen. As he came around the corner, he saw the black, shadowy figure standing there, as if waiting for him. He beat down on the target. "You, drop, right now. Who are you? Get down on the floor, now." Operative 77 just stared at him and walked towards him slowly. "I said stop, damn it, or I'll blow your ass away." The officer fired his small arms weapon to no effect. He couldn't believe that he was missing his target at this close range. Realizing that the weapon was not effective, he then switched to hand-to-hand combat mode, as did Operative 77, who lived for this. However, due to Operative 77's not only advanced skills, genetic and technological augmentation, this would be the fastest hand-to-hand fight in the history of mankind. Even Bruce Lee couldn't have done this quicker. Stepping to the side with blinding speed, the security guard's punch missed. Operative 77 rolled to the side again. Another miss by the security officer, who himself was pretty fast for a natural human, but not fast enough to save his life. Operative 77 merely toyed with him like a lion would toy with its prey before killing it. Operative 77 merely punched through the man's chest with blinding speed, pushing his heart out of his back, letting it drop to the floor. Removing his hand just as quickly, he stared at the officer, giving the officer a minute to realize that his heart was now missing and that there was a gaping hole in his chest. The man looked down and looked back up at Operative 77. Shock and horror etched across his dying face as he dropped to the floor, dead. For Operative 77, the hand-to-hand combat, well, it was a little lackluster for his taste. However, he had grown to expect that. Very few were on his level, physically and mentally. He proceeded to pick up the artifact, and as he did so, he noticed something highly unusual. Number one, the artifact resembled a smartphone. Number two, he noticed the carbon dating information on the artifact. contained in the case that it was cradled in. That can't be right, he thought to himself. Normally not prone to this kind of existential mental chatter, he was blown away by the fact that the carbon dating read 40,000 years. How could this be so? He put those thoughts aside as quickly as he had gained them and proceeded to exit the area. As he did so, he tapped the communication display on the wristband of his suit. Stealth Vehicle 77 responded immediately to Operative 77, lowering itself just outside the facility, intentionally doing so that the remaining 4 guards would see the craft. They were stunned. They could not believe what they were witnessing. In their minds, a genuine UFO. However, their shock and reveille changed as they realized their security had been breached. Procedures dictated that they fire upon the vessel and ask questions later, as did their training. They pulled out their automatic weapons and began firing. The bullets were to no effect against the crackling energy field of this device. They were stunned, but only momentarily, as blinding hot energy released from this stealth vehicle vaporized these men, all 4 of them, instantly, turning them to ash. Operative 77 stepped through the walls just in time to witness the carnage. He smiled to himself as he stood still, and he was enveloped in a beam of light. Now he was aboard his craft and stealthily and speedily heading back towards his destination, home base. Another mission well done. Thanks for listening, guys. And please don't forget, smash that like, share, subscribe. Thank you.